First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. I always say this, but I appreciate you joining us. Whether it's live, watching us on our Fox 12 Oregon app, or after the fact, however you found us, thanks for doing so. And don't forget to share these segments as well. We get to have some wide-ranging conversations. Right now, though, we are talking about something that's coming up this weekend, June 7th, the 40th anniversary of the release of the Goonies. And on top of that, pretty much a week-long celebration. It's called Goonies Weekend, but there's a lot of stuff that's happening over in Astoria, Oregon, so it goes even beyond just the weekend, and that is because this movie filmed there in Astoria, you know, iconic here for the Northwest, and fans from around the world really still loving this movie and flocking to the Northwest for this celebration. To talk all about this, joining us right now, we have Mac Burns, the director of the Clatsop County Historical Society, which includes a lot of those museums and the running of this weekend here, this Goonies Weekend, or at least part of everything that's going on. Mac, thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Of course.
We are going to get into some Goonies talk. Before we do that, though, can you let everybody know what the Clatsop County Historical Society is and what you kind of oversee there?
Yeah, it's a historical site that's been around for at least 100 years. We operate 4 different museums and take care of 6 old buildings. 15 years ago, for the Goonies' 25th anniversary, we opened the Oregon Film Museum in the iconic jail from the beginning of the movie.
Yep, the jail there where the Fratellis were. And, you know, when you talk about overseeing a lot of that stuff, and, you know, there is so much history to Astoria that we can absolutely get into, but focusing on the Goonies side of things, how big, how important is it, the filming of that movie for the city of Astoria?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, this is one of the things, you know, film tourism is a thing. It's for real. And if a movie kind of clicks with an audience, and certainly the Goonies has for 40 years, there's a huge economic just bump that continues as people want to see this location, see it for real. I mean, last year at the Oregon Film Museum, we welcomed over 53,000 visitors from all 50 states and about 30 foreign nations. And they're coming intentionally. It's not just because they happen to be in Astoria and they stop in the museum. They're coming for a Goonies experience or other films.
Yeah, there's other films too that were filmed there, but you know, the Goonies being the focus here this week. And you know,
it's the most asked about movie in the state.
Oh, absolutely, hands down. It's got to be. It's got to be. So when it comes to the Goonies, you know, what do you think it is that still resonates so much with so many people and across generations, really?
Yeah, we've been asking ourselves that ever since we opened the film museum 15 years ago. And I think after dealing with a lot of the fans and interacting with so many of them over the years, I think a number of things, but I think mostly it's about friendship. It's about kids supporting each other, and not always the popular kids. You know, maybe the outsiders or the ones that feel like they aren't part of a bigger group, but they are part of this small group that supports each other. And then one of the other things that I've thought about is that this is probably the first movie where the kids overcome something without help from any adults. You know, the kids are the ones that save the day. It's not the adults.
Yeah, it is. So all getting together and doing that. You know, for people who come to town in general to come and see different things for the Goonies, whether it's the Goonies house, the jailhouse, you know, any number of different things. What is the biggest misconception do you think people have about Astoria based upon the Goonies movies when they come there to visit?
You know, it's one of the amazing things that they are surprised that it's so real. You know, they've heard about it online or whatever, and then they come here and they're like just in heaven that this is really here. You know, it wasn't just made for the movie. I think the 2 biggest misconceptions since the new owner of the Goonies house, there's been a ton of publicity the last 2 years. And I think that a lot of people thought the house has always been opened, and it's never been opened except for some of the big anniversaries. It's a private home. It's in a residential area. It's not a museum or anything like that, although it certainly could be. And then the other thing is down in the Ecola State Park in Cannon Beach, the Fratellis hangout. You know, because it's a building it's a abandoned restaurant in the movie, they think, well, where's that building? And we have to tell them, or the park rangers there have to tell them that was just built for the movie, and then it was taken apart.
there's not an actual abandoned restaurant there on the hillside. Yeah. That's some pretty valuable land now too. I think that would that'd probably be a little bit bigger. But so when you for all the people who are going to be coming to town for the Goonies Weekend, let's walk through this and talk about what can people expect for this 40th anniversary celebration.
Well, one of the first things, I mean, we have a lot of activities that are signature activities that the Historical Society, and we've hired a wonderful company called Gilly Wagon to help us on all of this, and they've been amazing. And then there's tons of other things that just the community, different groups, different businesses have come up with. But the biggest thing, fans get to enjoy Astoria, and they get to have a ton of other fans here. And that's part of something that's always been amazing and fun is watching them stand in line. They don't care if they have to wait because they make friends with the people in front of them and the people behind them. But there are a lot of activities. We've got some cast and crew that are coming in, and we'll do some panel discussions where people can ask questions and they'll share some of their memories. And then there's a chance to sign up for autographs or getting selfies. There's a really fun geocaching scavenger hunt all around town that gets you to different sites. There's an 80s prom. There's a roller skating night with a costume contest. There's just tons of great things.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, enjoying the city of Astoria in general. So is this something, when you look at an event like this, we briefly touched on the economic side of things earlier, but an event like this, what kind of an economic boon does this really bring to Astoria and even the region around there as people are staying in hotels and visiting?
I was going to say, for the event planners, for us, it's sort of a break even because it costs to bring cast people here and to rent different venues. For the town, though, I think, and for all of Clatsop County, because this is a Cannon Beach thing and an Astoria thing, it is a huge economic boom because there's going to be, maybe 10,000 people or more that are here and they're staying in a hotel, they're eating in restaurants, they're eating somewhere, they're buying souvenirs, they're going out to brew pubs, they're enjoying this community and they're spending money while they're here.
Yeah, so good for everybody all around, I would imagine, when it comes down to it. For you personally, when it comes to this weekend, what is it? I mean, I'm assuming you're a Goonies fan. I guess I could just be making that assumption, or you're just really good at faking it. But what is it about the Goonies to you that still rings so true to you that you enjoy the movie, but also just this kind of celebration of it?
Yeah, I think one of the other things besides it resonating and why it resonates, I think one of the things that we get a lot of comments about is remembering watching it as a kid, or we get people that write on little notes that we have that you leave for the Goonies in the museum. People write, I had to keep renting this for my kids. And I think it's a little bit of that memory too of the movie itself, not specific aspects of the kids or friendship, but their relationship to actually viewing the movie. And we had to rent this thing every weekend, or we rented it and we used up the videotapes so much. So I think for them, it is a little bit of remembering who they saw it with the first time, or when they watched it the first time.
Yeah, and it just sticks with you. Well, final question here, and I realize there may not be an answer to this, but there have been the rumors that have been going on about the filming of Goonies 2, and then that there's some pre-production work. It's been happening for years, but it seemed to pick up steam earlier this year. Is Astoria going to be part of this?
The big change, because it's been rumored for years, and some of the cast will make little comments, then others will. The big difference in this rumor this time is that it was a press release from Warner Brothers, that Amblin, Steven Spielberg, and Richard Donner, the director's widow, and I think Chris Columbus, the writer, that they are looking for, and they've hired somebody to start writing a sequel. So doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but it certainly gives a lot more credence to a rumor that there could be than ever before.
And hopefully Astoria would be involved in that, you would think.
You would hope it would have to be.
It'd be weird if it wasn't. Well, yeah. Well, Mac, thank you very much. And for everybody out there who wants to find out more about this event, what's the best place for them to go?
GooniesWeekend.com.
GooniesWeekend.com. Mac, thanks for being here on Fox 12 Now.
Thank you.
And for everybody watching, again, we are live streaming here. We're going to take a quick break. We've got more coming up throughout the afternoon as we do every weekday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And there we go, learning about the Goonies Weekend. So make sure to comment, and you can also share this segment as well. So feel free to do that. And we will talk to you soon with more Fox 12 Now.